Guys, deluded Guna, the people's champion, YouTube's N'Golo Kante, Mr. Sauce on Spill, the best in this. You learn a thing when you watch me. Okay, enough being up my own bum. Let's get into it. Now, I was having this debate actually about Lukaku and Kane. I don't want to spoil it, so I'll allude to that point later. How can you do it earlier? Later. But yeah, what is world class in football terms? I mean, we know it's mad selective. If you like a player, you're gonna say he's world class regardless of if it's the first game, first year, first season. Some of us with Kante. If you don't, I want to see some others. I want to see some more. It's very selective, and there's many different angles and viewpoints to view what world class is. Now, I'm gonna touch upon it later again, and then if I go off task, forgive me. But I've just got a lot to say. Firstly, in regards to there's different preferences of what you call world class. There's different biases. There's some people that believe world class is world class, like it's just there. Like if you're not there, you're not involved. If you're not Messi, Ronaldo, you're not and R9 and Thierry and all these legends. If you're not them consistency levels, you're not involved. That I share that opinion to a degree. And a family member who's a Spurs fan, we was actually talking about Harry Kane, and he said Harry Kane's not world class on that logic. He believes that if you're not Messi, Ronaldo, and them guys there, you're not world class. That's fantastic logic. To be honest, I can't fault you. But I am also of the other hand. I believe that because of the way football's gone, yes, Messi and Ronaldo have blown stats, but generally speaking, I always have problems saying that. Whether it's centre halves, right back, strikers, they're not levels like that. So I think we have to. I always use the term, and I'm pretty sure you've seen in my comments and on my tweets. In today's terms, he's world class, and I use that for Koscielny. Firstly, Koscielny, Mr. Leeds by example. I believe he's a world class in today's terms centre half. There's not a team he can't really walk into. He's consistent. He's one of the best in the Premier League. Now, if you go and put him with the likes of Rio in his prime, John Terry in his prime, Tony Adams in his prime, Sol Campbell in his prime, Cannavaro in his prime, all of these sick centre-halves and defenders in their prime, is Koscielny going to be levels? He'll hold his own if he played in the same era. He'll hold his own because he's a good player. But them man, they are dramatically better than him. There's not one thing he has over any of them players. Puyol as well, hail up the legend. Does that mean Koscielny's any worse of a player? No. But in today's terms, he can be world-class. Overall, it's a myth because look at that. Another defender, Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is a good defender. He's a good captain, a leader, holds lines, makes some recovery challenges. But generally, again, what do you see him praised for? These last-minute headers. You see him making some schoolboy mistakes that some defenders back in the days, whether the legends we're talking about or just any Tom, Dick and Harry, they'll be upset about. They wouldn't play again for their clubs. We know the standards of defending has dropped. He is called world-class. Is he necessarily a world-class defender? He like Koscielny, walks into every side, would hold his own against the legends. But is he world-class really and truly, guys? No. The next one, Harry Kane. Harry Kane in today's market is world-class because he's scoring these goals. Strikers, or any striker that's got to be worth his weight in gold has got to get 20 plus. Harry Kane does that. I'm not even going to go into the micro of how good he is. Harry Kane does that. Is Harry Kane levels with Messi and Ronaldo? No. Is he anywhere near the other legends? No. But in today's market, he's world class. I actually had to question my own logic because in this debate with my friend and family members, I've actually said Lukaku is top class. I'll take him. He gets 20 goals, but I don't think he's world class. I had to question my own logic. I tell you guys, I'm not perfect because I've just said if Kane is scoring 20 league goals, he can be world class in today's market. Lukaku's doing the same. So to a degree, I have to look at my own logic and think: are they world class or not? And I'm gonna keep polarizing opinion on that. Yeah, for me, it's today's market. Are these players world class? Generally speaking, today's market overall world class. I know it's hard to stay with it. No, it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense, and they don't run it. They don't get into them sort of levels. It is selective, but obviously consistency and these things go a long way. And why I say it's selective as well, because we are football fans. We're not perfect. We have biases. I love N'Golo Kante, so the first time I saw him, I was like, yes, this guy is quality. He's definitely world class in today's market relative to the Prem. He's consistent. He's competent. He does things that don't get written home about. So he was world class to me the first time I saw him. But if I didn't like him now, and what some people said, oh, he's playing for Leicester, it's his first year in the Prem. How many players have you seen be a success and then fall by the wayside? We need to see how he is when he's playing 2 times a week and things like that. I mean, he's playing 2 times a week. He just batted up Atletico Madrid. You see what I'm saying? If I didn't like him, that's what I would be saying. So it is all selective. Didier Drogba, great striker, a legend, one of the guys. You could argue he is world class because he was always there for the moments, the Champions League for Chelsea. Any vital moment, he was there. But when you go and look at his record, which I said about Lukaku and Kane, if you think about Lukaku for me, and then think about Drogba so you can see the point I'm making. You could argue he's world class because of making a difference in finals and things, but go and look at his record in the Prem. He's only got thingy twice, 20 goals twice. There's even a season I'm so sure I saw 8 goals. 20 goals twice. That's not a record of a world-class striker, is it? And if you was to look at it without knowing who Jogba is or having any feelings for Jogba and just purely look at the stats, of course I'm not a big fan of stats, but if you purely just look at it, you'd be thinking, okay, he's an iffy striker. He had 2 purple patches of a season, which would go down as a fluke. I'm not saying what Jogba did was a fluke. We're just talking about this from a neutral point of view. Like I said with Kante, in today's market, he's world class. Go back in the days with the likes of Vieira, he'll hold his own, but is he standing out? No. Would he start for France if them man there were about? No. Like, for me, I just believe, on one hand, yes, if you're not Messi, Ronaldo levels, you're not world class. But on the other hand, because I look at things from multiple angles, we need to rein in our expectations. Yes, Messi and Ronaldo are banging it off and doing it. But standards of football, whether you're a striker, whether you're a midfielder, keeper, centre-half, has dropped. We praise people for doing things that are not the principles of their positions. Goalkeeper, we call keepers world-class, this, that and the other for, well, not me, but some people for ball playing. Last time I checked, keeper's job is to save the goal and things like that. We know the culture of football, man. We know the culture of football. If you like a player, best thing since sliced bread. If you're not feeling him, it's a bit of a myth. It polarizes opinion, and this world-class shout will be used here and there. Another reason why I said in today's market is because it is, I like to say that, is because this world-class thing is thrown around too much. Like, it's thrown around. For me, off the top of my head, I can only think of 4 world-class players in the Premier League in the world right now, and that's not just because there's only 4. Literally, as I'm making this video, under pressure to keep talking, I can only think of 4, and that's Messi, Ronaldo, Suarez, Neymar. For me, like, they are world-class players. They are making the difference in any team they go about. They are getting ridiculous amount of goals and assists and output anywhere they go about. Like I said, there's way more players than just that. These are just the players that literally came to my head as I'm making this and talking to you guys. I think personally I'm waffling now. I think I'm waffling. Oh yeah, Thomas Muller. Now he's fallen by the wayside a bit, and in today's market, I believe to a degree he can claim to be world class. Them years there when he was bagging goals for fun, people said, "Oh, he's not a good footballer. He doesn't do skills, and he doesn't get you out the seats." And a lot of that is true about Muller. But look at it from this, when he was banging. Look at it from the point of view as excellent movement, right place at the right time, consistency. Could that not claim to be world class? Nowadays, it's looking a bit robbed for him. But that just highlights the reason why I say this is selective, and we need to rein in our expectations, because yes, a lot of footballers have changed the landscape of football nowadays, but generally speaking, because of the culture of football, because of gassing players up before they've actually done anything, because everybody wants to be the first to know about X, Y, and Z, because everybody wants to make it known they've known him and things like that, and the spotlight and things, you don't actually have to turn up and have application before you get rated. Back in the days of R9, Thierry, I know I keep saying the same names, but that sort of generation, you actually had to turn up before people started saying things. Why? Because there was numerous players. Look at that time period of Henry, Thierry, Henry, what, same person? Henry, Ronaldinho, all of these guys. There was how many world-class players at the same time? Shevchenko, Kaká, all of these guys. Puyol, like I just said, Maldini a bit, to a degree. Yeah, you actually had to turn up before people were saying things. Now, you're world class at 17 in under a season and things like that. And people, you say you're the next this and that. But guys, I'm waffling, man. Deluded Guna, I'm signing out. Get in the comments, subscribe, yeah.